Welcome to another episode of Home and Away, a series made by me where I sit with friends and talk about what it means to live, to begin again, and to build home away from home. This series is brought to you in partnership with Remitly for people who are building across borders. As a Nigerian, as an immigrant, I think one of those things that is very unique and very us is black tax. The opportunity, the responsibility of having to give back to friends, to family mostly, sometimes to the external community, an extended family as well. People think about it in different ways. Some from, oh my God, it's a burden and I wish I didn't have to. Other people think about it as a responsibility. I'm glad that I'm able to, uplift other people. Whichever way, it's one of those things that we all do. So on this episode of Home and Away, I'm going to sit down with some of my friends, Habib, Paklins, Rufus, and Bolaji, and we'll talk about what giving means to us. We'll talk about what has influenced how we think about money. We'll talk about all the different ways that it shows up, how we've set boundaries, and the lessons that we've learned as an adult who have responsibilities. I hope this episode sparks up conversation, leaves you thinking, but also leaves you grateful for whichever side of the divide that you actually stand on. So let's get into it. Okay, guys, what does black tax mean to you?
Billion.
Yeah. Fair. Somebody else, say more.
I think I would just say means giving back and just giving back to my family or something. I don't see it as billing.
You don't see it as billing?
I feel like it's everyone's responsibility to support the family. I mean, you don't have to kill yourself to do it. You should have structures around it, but I see it as responsibility.
Interesting. Bolaji, you don't agree?
Coming from someone that's the firstborn and has 3 siblings, black tax means something different for me. So, like you said, unnecessary billing, to put in quotes, unnecessary billing, because bills just arise from nowhere. Sometimes they don't care if you have plans, they don't care if you have structures, and then black tax doesn't just come from your family. It comes from everybody. Like I was just talking about somebody just saying I should give them my old phone.
That's kind of audacity I want to have in my life, though.
Yeah, and I get ridiculous requests in my DMs daily on maybe because there's billions attached.
I was about to say, do you think?
There was one person that was like, oh, she needs me to help pay her school fees or something like that. I'm like, do you think I am?
So when people send you those sort of DMs, do you see that as black tax as well?
What do you think it is?
I don't see, it's not a responsibility, so I don't respond.
I feel like no one's just begging on the streets.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I start doing, I get a lot of it in the requests. I just look at it closely.
You get a lot of
it gets
it
too
in
much,
the
I block the person. I don't know, it's not my responsibility.
I always tell them respectfully that I see it as a form of black tax though, and I think my sister sent me a video recently so that she'll make me feel better with the black tax. I feel like for me, I actually do it with joy when it comes to when my siblings bill me. I'll just tell them, oh, I don't have currently. And when I have, I definitely do something for them. So yeah.
How about you, Paklins?
The word tax just gives me PTSD.
If I say council tax.
Living here, all the taxes, council tax, and my
income tax,
road tax. So it gives the PTSD that there's even another tax that we have to pay back home. Even though it comes from a sense of responsibility and giving back, still feels overwhelming because it often comes at times where you feel there's a guilt that it lives with you if you do not commit to it, and it's unfair. Sometimes I feel like it's unfair because you're stuck dealing with your own issues, and there's an assumption that because you're here, you don't see life or you don't have any issues as much as taking free back.
That's interesting. I think I'm kind of stuck between you guys with billings, but also responsibility. And responsibility from a good point. I have, for my mom, she has brought me up, what else should I be doing right now? Take care of her. But then there are also some times when something on her end do not arise, but I have my life to do, and that's when it becomes. So I'm sort of in between. I think you want to say something.
Yeah, I was just going to say I kind of agree with what Habib said, that getting a random DM from somebody on Instagram, I'll probably not classify it as, black tax, just because to me, you're a stranger in quotes. I mean, and I'm not saying it like Usually it's from requests, people I don't know personally and things like that. Like, why are you messaging me? I feel like there should be people in your life that should be able to cater to your need. Why are you reaching out to me, a stranger? What giving you the impression that I'm able to help? So I don't see those kind of people as like, I don't have a sense of responsibility for them or to them. But for like immediate family and maybe friends that we've been through stuff together, it just makes sense that, when there's chance to, support.
So you give your friends money?
She's trying to put you in a very.
I just want to know now.
No, don't answer that question.
Can we move on to something
Do you guys think that moving
No,
up?
you did not see the way she acts.
No, it's just
No.
as a moderator, you need to know when to. Do you understand? If somebody says something, I was just emphasis.
But to answer the question, I actually do.
Okay.
Because. But beef, don't reach out to me.
I feel like you shouldn't be very concerned about being bumpy.
No, he didn't tell me because he thinks we're not friends with that yet.
Yeah, it's
No,
not.
it's not-
Don't reach out to me.
No, it's not even because of that. I know she has another intention for asking the question, but to answer it, I do.
Yeah, like-
Just because when I have the chance to, it's not every single time. There are times when as a person living in the UK, like you already said, there's just a lot of bills. Like I don't open my bank apps after my payday, just because once all the bills goes out, there's nothing to see anymore.
Yeah.
So when there's chance, show support to friends and family. But when it's not a good time, it's not a good time. There's nothing I can do. I wish I can help, but
There's something that I really like and I really appreciate from my mom, God bless her, is she always tells me whenever she's giving me strong billing that you can say no. And she's like, I've lived my life already. So even though I need help, make sure that what you're giving me does not stop or it's not costing you. So like when I was about to do my MBA, it cost me a shit ton of money. I was like, this was going to happen in our lives now. She's like, oh, that's fine. I won't tell you not to do it because I think you sustain me less. And so that just kind of reinforces that, okay, it's cool. I can always say no, but I also want to give, right? So I don't really see it as a problem. But obviously there are times when
But you're the one that kept yourself in that position.
Well, I wanted to leave poverty. So my drive,
That's good.
my drive was to get out of it. And if this is the consequences, I take it.
That's good.
I take it. So deviate a little bit from just like the black tax is, what's you guys' relationship with money right now? And how do you think growing up has affected your relationship with money? And to lay on top of that, what did moving to the UK change about your relationship with money, if anything?
Moving to the UK made me start spending wisely. I am financially wise. I cannot spend stupidly. Like if it's not, I know my difference between my needs and my wants now. When I was in Nigeria, I don't know my needs from my wants.
You just vibe through life.
Nah, but now I know my needs from my wants, and it has helped me. I grew up in a very comfortable home, so anything I needed, if my father couldn't do it at that moment, maybe we'll do it the next day. We'll find a way around it. So I grew up in a home where I was not afraid to ask, and things were provided for us. I think the only thing my mother never gave us was DSTV. She said it was going to ruin our lives.
sound like you're still pinning you.
It is, because when people in school are talking about Cartoon Network, I couldn't relate. We only had Star Times.
No, redeem.
Have you bought DSTV for yourself now?
No, I never actually. That's why I don't really like watching TV that much, because my mom was like, that's why I read more books. So I'd say I grew up in a, so my relationship with money when I was growing up wasn't everything I needed. I was always like given. I went to some of the best schools, even with my siblings, and it wasn't that hard, but I wasn't financially wise. Especially when I was living in Nigeria, no, I was very financially stupid. I'm not even going to lie. I had more clothes than I could ever wish for, like, because I was always buying. I was never repeating clothes. I was going to church every Sunday, and
Well,
I would
GPLs,
never
it's been there from the
repeat
start.
clothes. But it wasn't a good thing. It was just, and I think at the point I was also always changing my phones, even when I did not even have to give any, but I was always changing my phones every single year, trying to do. I'm like, this is not wise. Like, I'll always buy like gadgets for no reason, just to buy it based on peer pressure and everything. But moving to the UK has made me realize that you need to have your needs, you need to have your wants, and also because you need to, men don't want to marry women that don't know how to spend money and multiply their money. Men
To spend and multiply.
Yeah, because if all you are doing is taking from them, they're gonna leave you. So take it from me. I've had people that have been in that situation where your man is bringing money into the home and all you do is spend it.
Right, you can't. Okay.
You cannot,
Use it
and you're
and
not
get
spending it wisely. Like it's like pouring water into a basket. I've heard of situations. I've seen people live through situations like that. So I had to learn to be financially wise coming to the UK, and also I had to develop a sense of responsibility because I live with the last born. My flatmate is the last born. She doesn't know what council tax bill, she doesn't understand what council tax bill is. Electricity bill, she doesn't know how to calculate anything. Water bill, she has no business with it. Because I have come to that place of responsibility, I won't have to explain what our own tax means to her and everything. So me being very financially wise, and I'm kind of person that my friends call me the spending police. If we're going to Zara to buy one thing, it's only that one thing we're going to come out from.
I need you as my friend in life, man.
Because we're not going to.
I don't go shopping because I don't know how to not spend. I just don't.
You have to.
I
That's
like
one thing
once in
being
6
in the
months.
UK has stopped me. You have to be financially
What
wise.
else wants to answer?
So the question is,
What was your relation? What's your
my
relationship?
relationship with
growing
money
up?
growing up and also moving to the UK or change? Growing up, I think it's kind of basic for me really, because I grew up in like a typical low or lower income family, but I would say we were shielded from money, like it was never a conversation, but in a good way. We didn't have any lack. I mean, for all the basic things we need for, school, education.
They never
and things
sent you
like
home
that.
for school fees.
No, they never did. Which is, something I'm grateful for, and even for my sisters. But yeah, I think one thing that's moving to when I started making my own money in Nigeria and moving to the UK, I think one thing that living here has helped me with is the predictability, the way I know what is coming. I can anticipate it, I feel like maybe in the UK, the only problem you might run into is if you're driving and you collect a ticket from somewhere. But you know all your bills, you know what day of the month they are supposed to leave your account. So you're able to plan ahead for things like that. And if you're not a bad spender, which I'm not, in fact, I don't know how to spend my money. You can't help me. So I like the fact that I know what to expect. Once, literally, my spending account at the end of the month, I'm okay with just having £50 there, just because
You don't know.
I know nothing is coming, except I want to spend and just spend on wants, like she said. So I think that's kind of helped. Once the needs are taken care of, and they come monthly in this part of the world, which is cool. Every other thing is want. So I think it's kind of helped, just to plan ahead. Yeah, I think being here has just been chill, I would say, just because I'm able to see how, compared to Nigeria, where you don't know what is
Police can stop
around
you on the
door,
road.
you don't know what is ahead, so which is cool.
Yeah, to build on that, I actually feel the same way because in Nigeria there's so many dramatics and tribulation. Because especially inflation in Nigeria grows like in Nigeria
There's no
you
system.
don't need to read economics to understand how inflation works, because everyday things just keeps getting expensive and salaries don't get increased with it. So if you are working this year, you be like, oh yeah, earning maybe like they say you're earning 10 million this year, you can say you're paying this amount on rent for this year and whatnot, and also you spend this amount on food. But the funny thing is, in 2 months time, rent, food is going to increase, fuel is going to increase, and Nigeria is a place where you buy fuel a lot for car, for gen, and everything. So in that country, you can't predict how much you're going to be spending. You can maybe predict how much is coming in, but how much you're spending is always increasing. But the cool thing with being in the UK is that the inflation doesn't really, like, even if it happens, it doesn't, the change is not like a loss. You might not even feel it if you're not tracking it, to be fair.
It's systematic.
Yeah, like, but I mean, it does happen, but it's not like really huge. The pay, and most of the time, annually companies sort of review pay and like increase pay. So it's the stability, the predictability, it makes you plan ahead, and that's that's like the major upside of being here in the UK.
Growing up in Nigeria with money, I'm one of my family's children that enjoyed my parents' wealth more than I was almost spoiled, like literally. But growing up, I had access to everything that I need. Like I started using my first phone when I was like 8 years old.
Wow.
So I didn't have to think about anything. I had all the toys like aeroplane. I had all this Lego soldiers,
Wow.
the full barracks, and I fight.
Where did you grow up?
That must be nice.
Just to be sure.
I went to a military school right after.
No, but
Where did you
where
go?
did you grow?
In Lagos.
Are you serious?
Interesting.
But not Agege.
No. I was almost
Lego
I know
in
something.
Agege.
I was almost get inside. I was always inside. We're always indoors. Like all through my life till 8 years old, we only stepped outside only when we went to go to church, when we went to go to school. And funny thing is, this was my house and this was my school, like the same street. So
Your
I didn't
parents
go
were streets.
from school. From school back to the house, no more till midnight, until when I see my parents come back, sometimes 12, 1 a.m. Barely see them, only on Sundays. And so, but I left my dad's house when I was like 16.
So
I
where?
began to live by myself.
Uni?
No, with my friends. I left and began to become financially responsible for myself. But I already understood money because I come from an Igbo line of trade, and my mom had like three provision shops, like literally. And so from school, I literally just go there and calculate the money and just observe where the sales girls are putting all the money, and I give accounts when she comes back. So I see money around, I touch money and I keep money. So
This boy has been touching money since he was 8.
yes, you have to give account because she doesn't trust any of them. She only trusts like us, and so she taught us what the business is like and things like that. And so I knew about business. I fell in love with money at that particular time.
At the 8.
Yes. So when I was 16, I left the house and I was able to like manage my own finances and things like that. So, but I barely spend on myself because I had a lot of things that people want to have now. I had it earlier, so much so that I do not care for things anymore. I don't care about like earthly things, like they don't move me because
Only heavily rich.
I have clothes that I've bought since 2019, 2016 in my box right now because everything that I own, I keep them all and I maintain them. Like with clothes, for example, I don't know. I have my wife would say I have more clothes than I refuse to wear them, and I'm like, it's not that. I have a way I keep my things.
And are you the same way in the UK now?
Yes, and funny enough, in the UK, she doesn't touch my clothes. All the things that boyfriends do, and they wear the girlfriends wear the boyfriend clothes. So I don't find it cute. Don't touch my clothes. Like leave my clothes because that's the way I treat my clothes. Every clothes I've had have like moments in my life where I remember when I got it. I remember the music that was trending in that period, and so I'm emotionally attached to them.
Wow. So you're attached to your clothes.
I'm a keep.
Yeah.
My money goes
on grass.
All those things happen. So moving in the UK, it means I literally don't spend money on myself. I don't know how to spend my own money for myself.
People should come, let me teach you guys.
If I buy Red Bull, if I buy if I buy a drink, right, I feel guilty that I've spent my own money.
Interesting.
I always feel guilty, like
But if you buy for someone, would you feel good?
I feel a sense of fulfillment. I don't understand.
Okay.
Like, for example,
What do you feel like drinking?
What's one money lesson that you wish you learned earlier? Habib, do you want to go first?
How to budget. Honestly. Because I never really like budgeting. I mean, I did marketing for a long period of time. I didn't like marketing.
Because it wasn't your money now.
It wasn't, but I just didn't like getting to the math of it and whatnot. But yeah, I wish I had learned it way earlier. I mean, I do love budgeting now, but that's one thing I wish I could have learned while growing up.
You first was yours.
I think the lesson for me is that money will always come back.
Amen to that.
I mean, I'm not saying it to just spend
It will,
anyhow,
actually.
but you know, I've learned not to hold on so tight,
Yeah.
and also not to flog myself too much when I lose money, just because I mean I'm still not homeless, you know. So it will always come back. Like I think that's one lesson I've learned, that provided as long as I have like a valuable skill to exchange for money, then I shouldn't have to worry about money. I mean, it's okay to think about the balance sheet, but yeah, provided it's a skill, a value to offer, then yeah, money will always be there.
What's yours?
Is knowing that is choosing to making decisions with money very quickly. I find myself having to think and think. It's not like I have less or I don't have enough, but I find myself scared of losing a lot of money because I don't want to be broke. And but not even fun. The sad thing is, I'm not scared of being broke for me because I can live very simply. I'm scared of being broke because of my responsibilities, right? So, but I'm usually stuck on not spending any money. But I feel like, but I've realized recently that money is like a spirit. So if you have something you need to do with it, if you don't do that thing, something else is gonna come
And
take that
take
money.
the money.
So if I want to invest or if I want to save, I'd rather just take and save and know that Otilo. I keep speaking Yoruba, you think I'm Yoruba, but I don't my friend. So it just comes like that. So but if I don't spend it on the things that I want to, something else take it. See the money for my trip that I've been trying to not do, something else I've taken it. So I'm not going to that
To make
trip.
decisions on money quickly.
Exactly. So to be decisive. If I'm doing it, I'm doing it. If I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it. So I wish I learned to be more decisive, especially when it comes to myself, because if I'm not there, if I'm not, I can't really give what I don't have. So if I'm not doing it for myself, I can't expect to do that for someone. So
Cool. I think mine is invest early. I
Same.
spent all of my early years of making money saving. Yeah, because I was very scared of
Being
not having
poor.
an emergency fund. I was very scared of like getting to a place where my brother will call, my mother will call me, I won't have money to give. I just needed to be seeing the money so that I know that I had it. There's trauma behind it, but that was it. I had to walk my way to getting comfortable with risk and knowing that if I invest, I will lose.
Yeah.
But then if you invest, you can make much more money. And I only learned that like maybe the last 2-3 years. What's your own to round it up?
Same would be saving and investing, because with investments, people just talk about the risk so much that it scares you than they talk about how much you can gain. So for me, I wish I learned to invest.
Nice.
I agree with the investing part, especially because I missed out on an opportunity of being an angel investor. There was times, I think the first time we met with, at that time I had a lot of access to liquid cash. Like I was making a lot of money that if I could easily put like 50K in angel investing, but I didn't do it because I'm like, I need to keep it because I don't know if I may need it eventually. And I ended up putting it in something else.
Thank you so much for staying to the end. I hope you really enjoyed this episode. I hope there was something in here that you could learn from, or that felt relatable, that felt like a representation of your journey, or maybe even your dream. And I hope it's something that you can sit with. Please like, please comment, but most importantly, make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll see you on another video. Peace.